and back at it. I hate remote.
Well, we always have the cell phone backup if we have to, so.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. So that's why we got it. So anyhow,
I went
Josh,
and had...
whenever you're done dinking around with Carl's laptop over there, we'll go ahead and crack into some of our news, man.
There it goes. Now I did it.
All right.
Yay, Carl's working again. First story coming up. This one is out of Time Magazine of all places. So, Chinese Space Lab is going to fall to Earth, and nobody knows where it will land.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes, Houston, we have a very major problem. Mind you, this article was published March 21st, so here a few days ago. Chinese Space Lab Tiangong-1, or Heavenly Palace, is set to fall back to Earth sometime at the end of March or beginning of April. The catch? It's unclear where it will fall. The 19,000-pound space lab, China's precursor to the space station, according to NPR, was decommissioned and deorbited in 2016 after being in use for nearly 5 years, Popular Mechanics reported. It has been replaced with Tiangong-2. Tiangong-1's fall to Earth is different from that of other space debris, which often have a controlled burn through the atmosphere and land in the ocean. Initially, Tiangong-1 was expected to fall towards the end of 2017. As the lab has gotten lower, however, it has been easier to predict, quote-unquote, when 30 March to 6 April, according to the European Space Agency. The agency notes that this is highly variable. However, because the lab orbits the Earth several times per day, according to Popular Mechanics, the where is nearly impossible to predict. The organization Aerospace Corporation predicts that it will be somewhere between the north of 42.7 degrees north latitude or south of 42.7 degrees south latitude.
Well, at least that's a small area.
Right. Now, here's the funny thing about it. You know, so like I said, this report came out March 21st. Now, I caught on, what was it, here 2 days ago, a couple days later. Excuse me for a second. That apparently they do have a general idea of where this thing may go down at now. As far as a time frame, it's still about the same. Now, here's a kicker. Has a Pacific Northwest connection.
Uh-oh.
Now they're going to be saying it's probably going to be somewhere off the West Coast. It's anywhere between 250 miles offshore west of basically, well, if you go direct line from where Eugene is, go straight out that way. And, you know, out to that side of the coast. I don't remember what town's close by there. It's like south of Newport or some shit. So, but anyways, yeah, about 250 miles off the coast of Newport.
Is that like Florence or something? Or
maybe. Yeah, thinking maybe down around Florence. But anyhow, in that region down there. And yeah, all the way to into Central Oregon.
Watch the trajectory be completely wrong and it land right next to the Peter Narendale. Just watch.
Have 2 shipwrecks on the coast.
Yeah, only that one would be how is it said again? I can't pronounce. Tiangong. And the Peter Narendale now rest. Ever so slightly, yeah. Ever so slightly in the sand, disappearing year after year. That'd be freaking hilarious.
So yeah, that one I found kind of interesting for you space geeks out there. I know I'm actually kind of surprised that Chris over there at Tinfoil Vets in the bar isn't following along on this one.
Yeah, no kidding. They're slacking on that.
Yeah, I know, because more likely he'd be talking about like, oh, there's probably extraterrestrial like bacteria and stuff on it, you know, all sorts of space bugs and all this shit. And next thing you know, it's going to land down and affect the Earth. Then we're all screwed. It's going to be range 15 for real. Just
you gotta get the whiskey to range 15.
Yeah, oh my God, yes, our ode to Ross. So anyhow, moving along. Next story we have here comes out of the American Military News, our good old buddies over there. Let me refresh this right quick so that way it actually centers up. There we go. So, out of Africa, and this is in the Army portion of American military news. Niger team leader was wary of mission before deadly ambush. New report. Preliminary findings of the Niger ambush say that a junior officer ordered a mission reroute to the Mali border. Yes, very interesting on this one. Says the leader of the team of American soldiers that was ambushed on October 4th in Niger had warned that the team was not prepared, quote unquote, ill-equipped and not armed with the right intelligence to carry out a raid on the local militant. The New York Times exclusively reported, citing preliminary Department of Defense investigation findings from anonymous sources. Oh boy. Yeah, we know how that goes with the New York Times. The East Coast Daily Dead Fish Wrapper, just saying. Operational Detachment Alpha Team 3212 was on a routine approved patrol before being redirected to an operation to go on a kill and capture raid for Down, however you pronounce that name, Shefu, an ISIS-linked militant believed to be involved in the kidnapping of an American in Mali. One Defense Department official said the leader of Team 3212, Captain Michael Perozeni, had planned a day-long trip to meet with tribal elders on October 3rd, but before leaving the base in Oualam, he received orders to reroute toward the Mali border to join in on an operation with a separate assault force targeting Shefu, the New York Times learned. According to the preliminary findings, two Defense Department officials said senior officers in the chain of command believed that Team 3212 was going to meet with tribal leaders only, and they were not aware of a reroute to the Mali border to go after Shefu. The order to reroute was reportedly made by a junior officer with whom the New York Times reporter was filling in for the regional commander on paternity leave. Normally, more senior leaders up the chain of command would issue orders to a unit. And it goes into some of the actual codes and stuff like that, just basically going into it.
So now is this what kind of unit was this? This was like a special forces, or
this was that special forces unit, the one where the one guy was killed and his body was found back in October.
Oh yeah.
The one that Staff Sergeant Brian Black and Sergeant LaDavid Johnson.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they're from 3rd Special Forces Group. So yeah. So with that being said, this is very interesting. So somehow, some way, somebody just said, "Fuck what higher up has to say," and we're going to go and do whatever the hell we want. So instead of staying with what higher decided they wanted them to do, because they were ill-equipped. Now, mind you, this is my interpretation of it. Because they were ill-equipped, they decide, juniors on the ground said, "No, we're good. We can do it. We're going to reroute them anyhow."
By the way, I'd like to say good evening to Randy out there. Isn't that your buddy? There,
hey, that's one of my
Randy Trueblood?
No, Randy Watch. That's a good buddy of mine that handles all of our apparel and stuff for Rattle Cans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's checking in with us.
And Inga and Erica.
Yep,
they're all here.
Yep, absolutely.
Nice.
And I think I just shared it.
Crowd in here.
I think I just shared it to about 100 different people on my list.
Nice.
Well, that's what you got to do sometimes,
So I was reading this article, and Brigadier General was talking on here saying that that's not consistent with the approvals for this type of mission. Like, captains don't have that authority, and it should have been up to the commanders. And why they when they push back on the mission, why it didn't red flag the chain of command and all that, they don't understand it. And that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either, especially being as structured as the military is and how the chain of command works and all that. And everybody's, pretty much that's ingrained into them. How is
honestly,
it?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering, how is it that a junior officer that has no authority has the ability to send this reroute, when he's not in that position?
Honestly, from how this article reads, what it boils down to is the fact that it was probably a junior officer. Either the guy was prior enlisted and he was a thing. And this guy he's got the freaking boner going. He's the, senior officer on the ground and says, oh, no, we got the means to do it. We're just going to go ahead and do it despite what, we've been told. We have the capability to do it. I understand mission first, but, it was done for complete lack of regard for his guys' safety and welfare. Now, I understand the special ops community, safety is not always the biggest thing. We've all seen fucking Black Hawk Down. This is my safety, But at the same time, dude, there has to be a line somewhere where you say, if we do this, it's a freaking suicide mission, and it's not, the benefits don't outweigh the reward of this, one way or the other. And that's kind of what it sounds like to me.
So is this junior officer at all getting in trouble? Is he being brought up on charges or anything? Or
I hope so. I mean, in all honesty, I'm not seeing anything that says that it's happening.
I mean, because we had people killed and injured and all that. It's
absolutely,
seems like a pretty
dude.
serious deal.
And if you ask me, someone should pay the piper for this, big time.
Yeah, you would definitely think so.
So I think this may be, a story just of what we're seeing that we got to keep an eye on, definitely follow up on, because I'm sorry, dude, because if that's the case, then someone's head needs to freaking be sitting on the freaking silver platter somewhere, because that's a power no-go. It doesn't matter what community, whether you're conventional or SOCOM, you don't just off orders like that without good reason. And from the way everything's played out, I get the fact that it was a high value target that they were after, but at this point, there's no. If they were as ill equipped as what they say they were, the consequences way more outweigh than what the reward would have been.
Sure. Well, seems pretty odd. Definitely something we'll have to follow up on, because I'm kind of interested to know whether they would actually have charged somebody or something like that for that sort of deal. I mean, again, like I said, seems like especially with the loss of lives and all that, and this is back in October.
Yep.
Seems like they would have already done something. But of course, they could be doing it all hush hush too and not saying anything. So.
Well, a lot of times in circumstances like this, these types of investigations, especially for as deep as this goes, they take a while to investigate. They really do, because there are so many aspects to them, and there's so much red tape, especially when you're dealing with the SOCOM community, that you have to work through and fight and everything else just to be able to make sure that you have all the correct facts. And that's the hardest part about it for investigators. So it's going to take a little bit, but I think in the end, everything's going to be hashed out and due justice is going to be served one way or the other. So
nice.
Just got to have faith in that for, not just for the integrity of, the military justice system, but for that of those 4 soldiers that we lost. So
someone's going to pay pretty deeply. I'm pretty sure of it, but who knows? It might not. It might not be in. It might not be in the limelight. It might be like Josh was saying on the hush. But who knows? We'll have to watch it and follow up on it for sure.
And
absolutely.
So how do you think this goes?
Balls deep.
Very much so.
Oh very man, so. Yeah, balls deep.
So. All right, moving on. Now, this is a story that comes out of good old our home turf, guys. Good old Oregon.
Oh, and we know about it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Those of us within the state, we are definitely aware what's going on here. So, now, mind you, this article is more of a commentary than what it is a story. But the reporter on this, the guy does a lot of it. He's batting 1,000 when it comes to his fact checking. So I consider this person a reliable source.
And if this comes true, I know a lot of people moving out of Oregon.
Right. Well, here the thing about it is that there's more